Welcome to the Golfzon Nx user training tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the different ways that you can use our 2Vision NX simulator for entertainment, training, or anything in between. We'll be discussing software features, menu, navigation, game settings, and gameplay, and if you leave this video with questions, don't be shy. We want to hear from you, and we want to help fill in the blanks. Welcome to the main menu, where you can navigate to all of our different game modes, including the newly added Quick Play function. The Quick Play menu will cycle through your choices until you manually hit the arrow buttons to select your game of choice. From the Player menu, you can either enter your user credentials, or you can play as a guest. This menu will be the same on all game modes. You can add as many players as you'd like to join the game, and then set your difficulty levels. From Beginner to Tour, there is a sliding scale of help from the software. On Beginner, your left to right dispersion will be reined in significantly so that it's easier to keep the ball in play and more enjoyable to newcomers. You'll also receive a distance boost on Beginner. You will receive less and less help as you progress through difficulty levels all the way to Tour, where whatever our cameras read is what your shot will do. There will be no help from the software at all. Now that we've logged in our players and we've selected our difficulty level, we're ready to get to the golf course. So just click OK and then Start, and we're ready to go. Let's take a look at how to control gameplay and in-game features from the kiosk. On the left side, you'll see the HUD, or heads-up display. From here, you can see the wind speed and direction indicated by the arrow and the blue line streaking across the bird's eye view. You can see green speeds, green firmness, and key information about the hole. You can use your finger to click and drag to your optimal landing zone or change your aim point. You can also use the keypad's left and right arrows to accomplish the same objective. Looking at the landing zone, you'll see some information about this shot. If you hit the golf ball 263 yards, you'll have 146 yards left to the hole, and you'll see an elevation change. This one is slightly uphill. We want to give you all the best information so that you can pull the right club for the shot you need to hit. There are a ton of features in the menu that you can use to enhance your gameplay. For example, you can raise or lower your tee height. You can select which club you're going to hit, which doesn't change the gameplay, it just better categorizes your club performance. Think of your course manager like your caddy. They're there to give you a little bit of extra insight into the shot you're about to play. Topography and green undulation are going to give you better access to data about how the golf course moves. Shot practice is a terrific feature that you can turn on to stop keeping score. It's almost like an automatic mulligan button. It's going to let you just practice a shot until you're ready to resume play. You can change your course settings like tee boxes, green speeds, green firmness. You can also see a flyover, which is a great feature if you want to see what the hole looks like up ahead. Alright, we're like 3.5 minutes into this video and nobody's hit a golf shot yet, so that's a problem we're going to solve right now. Let's get one in the air and take a look at some of the numbers and the data and the tools that we can use to analyze and improve our game. Let's pause right there and run through some of this data. So this screen will show up just for a few seconds after the ball lands, and then the screen will revert back to the original menu screen we've been lingering on. You will see 14 different data points, as well as some great video feedback. Starting at the top, you've got a video replay of the club path and club head taken from our high-speed camera sensors. We've also got the face angle at impact and impact point on the club head. All great initial feedback, but it gets even better when we dive into the numbers below. Many of these are self-explanatory, but in the interest of time, we'll be sharing a separate glossary with definitions of these data points as additional educational material. As you can see, we're automatically ushered back to the original main gameplay menu where we're going to prepare to hit the next shot. This one is a bunker shot from the fairway bunker. We're trying to hit an approach into the green and it's about 171 yards. So let's hit this one and see what happens up near the green. We are just down in front of the green now, and you can see the camera zoomed in on the heads-up display, and we see a blue, yellow, and red green complex surrounded by bunkers, and that is a really helpful tool. What that's showing you is a heat map of elevation changes on the green, the red being the high point, the blue being the low point. Great tool to play in your chip shots. Let's now toggle over to the secondary menu where we can do some advanced swing analysis. Behind the swing analysis icon, we will get a ton of data. You get all the same data points, your contact point on the golf club. You also get a swing replay video and the data from your pressure plate, so you can see what your weight shift looked like through the golf swing. You can tap the slower button to slow down the video replay, and there's even an even slower version. But I don't want to be here all day. We got to play some golf. You've also got your sensor video, so you can watch the overhead and front-on cameras to see what the club looked like through the impact zone, along with all the data that paired with that shot. And lastly is the video comparison feature, where you can pair up your last swing against any one of the previous 5 shots you hit on the course. And if all that data is just too much, just watch your swing video, work on mechanics, slow the video down, gross yourself out. Oof. You guys want to watch this whole thing? Not bad, not great. Story of my life. Let's stop on the rest of the secondary menu and take a look at some of the options. You've got the pin flag. You can hit that button to take the flag out of the hole if you'd like. Of course, there's skip hole. There's penalty drop, essentially taking an unplayable, which you're permitted to do at any point in a round of golf. Lower view would be kind of like a golfer crouching down to read the green. And then we've got everybody's favorite button, the mulligan button. Nobody uses that though, right? We all play it down. We put everything out. Right, gang? Now if we jump over to our player settings menu, that's where we can add players or remove players in real time. So if somebody shows up, I can add my friends. If they have to leave, I can take them out. And I don't have to disrupt the game for those who are still there. Let's take a look at another options menu, and in here there's only a few that we need to be aware of. One is the shot view. That's going to change the camera angle after you strike the ball. There's the wind speed that you can change in-game, and there's also the putting grid. You can change the thickness of the putting lines. Lastly, your swing motion display. It's either on or off. In this case, it's off, so you can still go and retrieve your swing videos, but if it is turned on, then you will see a replay of every swing. All the other options are hidden behind password protection for a reason. If you need to toggle any of those options, please call tech support before fussing around in there. We would definitely like to be a part of that so that we can help you through any troubleshooting. So we use the quick start function to get out onto the golf course and play a hole. Let's peel back a layer and head over to the driving range to see what's over there. At first glance, there's a lot less on the kiosk menu here. You can select your club to tell the system what club you're going to be hitting, and then we can rip. So let's get a couple shots out there and look at the data. This is the image you would see on your impact screen. This is the golf ball traveling downrange. You would look up and see that in front of you. You will then see a swing replay video of yourself hitting that shot, and then we can pivot over to the kiosk to look at the data. Now the data from this shot is not from the shot that you just saw me hit. This is just an example of what you would see on your screen. Now if we leave the shot information page and we head over to the menu, we'll see a lot of familiar options. Remember the swing analysis option? Looks familiar. Now let's click on swing data. Here we will be able to see a very detailed history of every shot that we've taken. And we're going to look at our most recent 10 shots. So you'll see granular data from each of those 10 shots, and then on the very bottom, you'll see an average. This is really helpful when you're trying to do things like gap your wedges or understand your average carry distance for all of your irons. Very helpful game improvement tool. Let's take a look at another way to practice in approach practice mode. The setup here is a peninsula green where you can hit shots in ranging from distances of 30 to 200 yards. There's two different ways to change your club selection. You can either touch the circles that represent a drop zone in that distance, or you can touch the clubs down below in the club selection menu. Now we can do things like change the green speed, the firmness of the greens, the location of the hole, and even what kind of slope we want to hit the golf ball off of, whether it's uphill, downhill, or side hill lies. So let's hit a shot and see how it goes. That's looking pretty good. Don't go in front of all the people. Okay, good. Oh, thank God I missed it. Just keep making these shots. Anyway, that's the view you see on your impact screen. You'll see a swing replay, and you'll see the same thing on the kiosk. You'll see the swing replay. You'll see your pressure plate results and all of your statistics from that particular shot. Now let's jump in and take a peek at pitch and chip mode. Here we've got about a 40-yard ring around a green complex where you can hit from the fairway, the rough, or a bunker. You can still change the green firmness, the green speeds, and the hole locations to customize this to the exact practice session that you want to have. When you select a new location, the swing plate will move and it'll give you different lies to hit the ball off of, uphill, downhill, side hill. And this, you're still going to get all your data, you're still going to get all your videos, everything you need to work on the shots that you want to work on. Now let's jump into putting practice. In the putting practice mode, we can change things like the firmness of the greens, the speed of the greens, whether or not the LED putting guide will be on or not. And most importantly, we can also change the type of putt, whether it's flat, uphill, downhill, breaking left, or breaking right. We can change the distance from 5 to 50 feet and really work on our lag putts or just work on holding those short 5-footers with some aggressive speed firm in the back of the cup. This is a tailored practice session, so you can work on the putts that matter to you. Our driving range and practice facilities were built to give you the most fun and engaging practice session possible. Whether you're on the driving range, the approach practice, or the putting practice, we want you to have great visuals, great data, and a great experience as you're on the road to betterment of your game. Let's head back to the main menu where we'll now select the Play submenu. From this menu, we're able to get more granular with our decision making. We've still got stroke mode, which we've been over, but there's also scramble, match, and foursome. You can see on those other options that they're telling you what type of game it is, whether it's a team game, 1 versus 1, and how many players you can use in each game mode. Let's select a scramble. Our next step will be to select a course, where we can sort this list alphabetically or by difficulty or even by region or junior courses. We can scroll through the course selection menu using the up and down arrows, and then we can select our course. Now that our course is selected, we get to pick what type of game we're playing, whether it's scramble stroke play, scramble match play, or best ball stroke or match play. We can also select how many holes or our course conditions. We'll get into that in a minute, but for now, let's go to the next screen for the player login menu. Now we're going to add our players. We'll need 4 players for this better ball match. So we'll log in 4 players, and now we can select what teams they're on. Right now, they're all on Team A. We're going to need to designate 2 players on Team A and 2 players on Team B. Our teams are in good shape, and we're ready to begin the round by clicking the Start button. Let's now take a look at the Challenge menu, where we can access games like Closest to the Pin, a Par 3 Challenge, and Tournament mode. First, we're going to look at the Closest to the Pin mode. You'll be taken immediately to the course selection mode, which is going to look very familiar. You can filter by region, use the up and down arrows, and we're going to pick Paramount Country Club for this one. You can now pick your round settings, how many attempts each player is going to get, what hole you're going to be playing on. Let's select the 12th hole for this. Head back, and now we can look at the course settings. And we will pause here for a moment to talk through some of these options. Of course, you've got your wind speed, which is either weak, normal, or strong. You've got your green speed, slow, normal, fast, and very fast. Right underneath that, you'll see the stimp meter readings, 7.87 all the way up to 10.17. Your green firmness, either soft or firm. And the green position is an interesting one. There are a lot of courses on our software that have 2 green complexes per hole, and you can choose to either have the left greens in play or the right greens in play, or it could be completely random. There aren't many golf courses that you're going to experience that have that option here in the US market, so you can just leave it on random. Let's talk a little bit about game difficulty now. Starting at casual, this is fun and friendly gameplay. You'll have some support on the golf course, including detailed yardage books with precise measurements to targets and obstacles. You got the LED putting guide and all the software help you need to plot your way through the golf course. It's definitely the most enjoyable way to play, but you are going to get some hand-holding out there. Semi-tour, it's going to get a little tougher. It'll get more challenging. The yardage book will be a little bit more limited in what it shows you, so you'll have to do some basic math in your head to figure out your target yardages. All the way to tour mode, you're not going to get much help. It is a very basic yardage book, so you'll have to be an expert club selector. There's going to be no green grid. There is no LED putting guide, so you've got to know how to read the putting surfaces. This is for sure, without a doubt, the most challenging way to play a round of golf on our system. Let's tune it up a little bit. Let's go firm and very fast on these greens, and let's get out there. So the first thing I want you to notice is the yardage book. Let's zoom in on that, and let's take a peek. This is the tour yardage book, where you're not going to get precise measurements. You're just going to get those rings that are telling you how far it is to certain parts of the course. So I can see this is a little bit over 100 yards to the flagstick. I probably want to carry this one, I don't know, it looks like that false front there. I could probably hit it to the middle of the green, maybe 115 or so, and it'll come back towards the hole, but it's also an uphill shot towards the flag. So let's take a swing at this and see what happens. That one is off. Little bit right of the flagstick, carried it about 110, middle of the green, and here she comes. All right, we read the book right. Got a good scouting report on this one. That's going to funnel back just above the hole, maybe? Is it going to stop? Man, these greens are fast, huh? All right, 15, almost 16 feet away. So now we take the same information and we do it again. This is the closest to the pin with unlimited shots, so let's try to hit it a little closer this time. Same club, same distance, maybe just a little bit to the left. She's off. She's left. To left. 108. Left of the circle. That circle is the closest to the pin right now. So anything inside of that will take over first place. And I don't think that's getting back to it. Maybe? Get lucky? Get lucky? No, just outside it. 18.6 feet. Okay, so that's the closest to the pin contest. We can just keep going, unlimited shots. Grip them and rip them, baby. Have fun. This is an example of what your kiosk would look like in closest to the pin mode. Now, this was taken from a different game. Same course, similar shot. The pin's actually in the middle instead of in the front part of the green, but you still get the same yardage book readouts on your heads-up display. You can see it's a very fast and firm green, and we are way downwind. So you can see the shot either way. A little more engaging to watch it on the projector screen, but all the same options that we've grown to love in all our other game modes. And of course, most importantly, all that great data that Golfzon is going to share with you after each and every shot. Let's go back to our main menu into challenge mode and check out the par 3 challenge mode. There are two different course options to choose from. The first option, short and long par 3s. On the front 9, you'll have golf holes all under 110 yards, while the back 9 is holes all over 220 yards. So really short holes, then really long holes. The second course, GGC par 3, is a mix of golf holes from Golfzon-owned golf courses in Korea. So these are real holes on real golf courses, and we've pulled them together to create an 18-hole, 3,500-yard par 3 experience. Let's skip ahead just a little bit, because by now we know how to navigate these menus, so let's jump straight to the golf course. You might be thinking, well, what's the difference between par 3 challenge and closest to the pin? Well, closest to the pin, you're only hitting tee shots. You're trying to hit the ball as close as you can to the hole every single time. Now, that might always be our challenge in the game of golf. We're always trying to hit it close, but on the par 3 challenge mode, you're actually going to get to finish the hole. So you see I just hit my first shot. Now I'm going to hit my second. I'm going to try to roll in this birdie. This looks like it's going to swing a little bit right to left. Maybe coming back a little bit at the end, straightening out. Let's see if I can get it there. While we're young, Junior. Come on. There you go. On its way, down the hill, just short. Okay, easy par. This is a great way to practice if you just want to hit approach shots. And you want some different looks. You want to hit approach shots into greens, hit a couple putts, maybe a chip or two. and get some different looks at different green complexes. Let's jump back to the main menu now and take a look at our practice menu. Here in the practice menu, you can see there's a lot of different ways to engage with our driving range facilities. On the bottom, you've got your 4 tabs for driving range, your approach shot driving range, your pitch and chip driving range, and your putting driving range. We've already been over those. This is just a quick menu so that you can access those right away. You don't have to go to the driving range and then select from there that you want to pitch and chip. You can just click pitch and chip and jump right to it. Here in this menu now, we're going to take a look at the top 2, my practice, and first we'll take a look at on-course approach. Once again, you should be a professional at this. We're going to select our golf course, and then we're going to select our round settings, course conditions, same menu. You can pick all the same stuff, how the wind is blowing, green speeds, all that good stuff. Then you can jump in and play. So on-course approach is going to be very similar to the par 3 challenge mode, except these are actual golf courses. And we're just going to drop the ball in a random place where your drive might land on these holes. And you're going to hit approach shots and finish the hole from there. So we can see I'm in the right rough here on the first hole. That one is off. It's looking pretty good. Maybe a little deep. Just a bit long. But now I get to hit that next shot. And it's going to treat all of these holes as a par 3. Now I've got a little bump and run chip shot. Tons of green to work with. Let's let this one fly. Using my heat chart in the upper right to see how this thing moves. Just a little bit right of the stick, but that should be an easy putt. A little bit uphill right to left maybe? Yeah, not even right to left, just pretty much uphill. Right center firm. Don't give it away. Man, I'm thinking about this one a lot, huh? Let it rip. Let it rip. Actually, take your time. Hey, there you go. You made it! You took long enough grinding over it. So it's 18 holes here at Forest Dunes or any one of the other golf courses on our server that you want to have your practice session at. We'll keep score, we'll keep your stats, all that good stuff. Now let's have a quick chat about the ultimate practice mode, My Practice. There is not a lot for you to select in the menu. The main call out here is the time that you want to use it for, 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, or 2 hours. Make sure you choose enough time. You might be in here for a while. Let's jump right in. What is different? Well, it's a driving range. Just a big old driving range. Doesn't look all that different. Your target's 200 yards away. You've got all your data on the right, and you've got a dispersion chart on the left. That is going to chart your nice shots, your great shots. Right now I'm hitting a 7-iron, and I'm going to let it fly. Okay. Going to get out there just past the 150 marker. So why is My Practice so great? Well, if I'm logged in to my Golfzon user ID while I'm using My Practice, every single shot, every piece of data, every swing video that I want is going to get pushed right over to my Golfzon global application. So I can analyze that data later. I can very quickly and easily send that off to my golf professional, and he can give me some pointers. Hey pro, lost that one right. What happened? Well, you didn't finish your swing. On the kiosk itself, you've got a tremendous amount of information. Not just your dispersion chart on the left. You can click on each individual shot and you can see what that shot did. You can watch your swing video from each shot, and you get detailed club metrics on every swing you took, including sensor videos. But it doesn't stop there. Each of those great training and instructional tools we've showed you earlier in the video, including pitch and chip mode, putting mode, and approach mode, are available in My Practice. And every swing you take will push to the Golfzon global application. So please download that app. Make sure you're logged in when you're using your simulator and get all the great benefits that is Golfzon. I'm going to throw this screen up again because I think it's really important. We've covered a ton of ground today. We learned how to use the simulator, how to log in players, how to access a bunch of the different game modes, and look, you might have more questions. We want to hear from you. Reach out to us. You can email us, you can call us on the telephone, you can get out to us on the website through our support channel. However you want to get out to us, we're here for you. We're here to answer your questions. Ultimately, My job is to make sure you get the most out of your Golfzon simulator. I'm so glad that you chose Golfzon, and I'm looking forward to building a great future together. Thank you.